Hey everybody, it's David with No Chaser, and today's topic is the choice in addiction. Now, some of you probably saw this thumbnail, and that was for the video, and were wondering, what are you talking about? Some of you even may be offended by that notion and wondering why I would make a video of this when basically a lot of my videos kind of suggest the opposite. I mean, the idea is what? That you chose to do these things that ruined your marriage or made you lose your kids or go to jail or lose your job, or not even talking about the health problems that come with it. And, the sad thing is that there are some people that still think of it as that free will sort of open choice. Like you are totally in control of your decisions in addiction and you're just choosing to be selfish or indulgent and things like that. That's where a lot of the stigma still lies. With some education out there, people know it's a different story. But the thing is, the point I'm trying to make, hopefully, is that it is technically a choice, in a sense, to use drugs and alcohol, but it's a choice like choosing to eat or drink water in some respects. Yes, you can, like, if drugs or alcohol in there, nothing is like picking your hand up and forcing you to smoke or to shoot or drink or whatever, you do. But your entire brain is telling you to do so in the same way that your brain would be telling you to eat. I mean, many studies have been proven on the brain where it'll show like literally survival mechanisms kicking in to use drugs and alcohol. That's why a lot of people need some sort of help. I mean, you go through a detox where it's literally your body is screaming for this substance. In thinking about that idea of it being a choice is, to choosing to eat or drink water is, the thing about it is that even if you were choosing to not drink water, your mind would be like, what are we doing, dude? Like, we're going to die. What is this, like some silent, causeless, like hunger strike, or what's happening? I mean, by day 3, your body is wasting away in a sense that you intuitively know you will die if you don't do this. Like, you are going to die. And with water, especially quickly. I think Google, the great overlord of knowledge, says it's like 3 days. Sometimes it seems like you could go longer than that, at least on those crazy shows I watch. But anyways, you intuitively know you're going to die. Now, of course, you do some wasting away with using drugs and alcohol, but over a longer period of time and in smaller increments, so to speak. But the thing is that you don't know you're going to die. Like, you don't have that pure intuitive knowledge that you're going to die. A lot of people that I've met and come across, they'll talk about, like, even their doctor tells them, next drink, or if you continue to drink, you will die in this many months. Or if your next drink could kill you, or your next usage could kill you, because it could send you on some sort of bender that will ultimately take your life, or you overdose, what have you. But the thing is, the more insidious thing, the scarier thing, is that you could use and drink and you won't die. Now, that sounds kind of crazy. Like, wait, the worst thing is that you won't die? But not having that guarantee means it gives leeway in your mind that, like, yes, I know that drugs or alcohol will probably lead to my demise, but maybe it'll lead to my demise many decades from now. Or, it's not going to lead to my demise today. And so, there's this popular video that's played in rehabs and outpatients and sort of like recovery communities where it's called Pleasure Unwoven, which sounds like some cheap romantic novel, but it's actually a good video. It's kind of weird. It's this doctor guy who's really smart, and also is an addict, recovering addict himself. I don't know. There's like a lot of shots of Utah in his like Toyota 4Runner. It kind of seems like a commercial at times, but it has a lot of good information. And it has this one interesting sort of thing or this scene in there where it comes to the idea and it actually plays it out in like some old Western scene. I don't know. Like I said, the video is good, but also weird. But anyways, it's the sort of mental or thought experiment of, you sit down and the guy pours out, let's just do alcohol. You sit down, the guy pours you a shot, and you're fiending and you're like really wanting to drink. Let's say that your last drink, like the withdrawals are kicking in or what have you. But the guy picks up the gun and he goes, if you take that shot, I'm going to shoot you in the head. And that's where, a lot of people that are maybe more dismissive of the power of addiction, they'll still use that kind of scenario. They go, well, if it's not, a choice, then if I put a gun to your head, you would not drink or use. Now, in the video, what it talked a lot more about was the power of craving. It talked about the phenomenon of craving that comes with, like, it's not just craving for chocolate or something, like how your brain is hijacked. And the idea is that, yes, you could not pick up that drink, but nothing is still stopping your mind from just craving it badly. And that's kind of like where the sort of disease model lies, in a sense. And the way I look at it is that you could have somebody there, and some of your first thoughts might be, are there any bullets in that gun? You won't actually shoot me, will he? There's no way he's going to actually shoot me. And that's where I say the insanity lies. That there would, like, you may even have a first thought of how do I get the gun to have a drink. But then ultimately, you would choose to not have that drink for the most part. But those crazy thoughts would still come in. And that's really where, the idea of choice lies, where it needs, like, choice doesn't seem like even the right word for it, or it should be in a different category of choice, like the way you, again, choose to survive. Like, you can choose to drive your car on the freeway and go 90 miles an hour and then close your eyes. You can make that choice. You're not going to make that choice because you don't want to die or hurt other people. But, in a sense, with your life, maybe it's harrowing and bad as it is, and not even just people that are addicted, but people in third world countries that are under, like, oppression and living in war-torn areas, they choose to live every day. Like, there is a sense of these choices, but most people don't think of that as someone choosing to live every day. Like, they're living, they're trying to get by, but they're just not committing suicide. But you don't think of it as a choice. You can choose to make it all go away right then and there, but you have that biological drive that no matter how much things suck, you can still go on. Now, of course, some people's minds, they're built different, and they don't have a mind that's made up to sort of withstand the suffering that they have. And each their own, they're different. That's a whole other topic. But again, it is still that idea of choice. And so when people talk about it, they say, well, no one's forcing you. Like, no one's literally taking your hand, holding you down, and pouring alcohol down your mouth. No, but in that same way, think about a lot of the choices that the average person makes that they don't even think about, that just come automatic. I mean, there was honestly times too, and I will say this, as far as like the not being forced to thing, there was times where all the stuff in the world, everything is like, basically, not everything has crashed, but everything's on the line. Like, I still haven't lost things yet. I haven't lost the relationship or the job. And I woke up, and with all my resolve, I was not going to drink. I was not going to drink. And then there was times where it literally felt like an out-of-body experience, where I just, like, was watching myself take the car keys, start the car, drive. And it was like a little voice was in the back, like, dude, don't do it. But it just felt like I was on this sort of autopilot. Now, I don't know if maybe I'm just, that's a narrative I'm creating in my head to make myself, feel better for relapsing. Maybe it's true in its own weird sense, but I still, technically had a choice. But I've even felt the times where it felt like you didn't have a choice, where it just, the mind was just going on its own. Or just something like, I know a lot of people have said they've done this before. I've done this before. You walk into a gas station or a grocery store, and you already know what you're going to buy. And then you walk out with a bottle that you never predicted you were going to have. And then all of a sudden you're drinking that bottle, even in the car, before you even knew what was happening. So I guess I was undercutting my point with those last examples. But, I mean, that's the way I would define it, as the choice in addiction. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan to make, I have a little bit of a different schedule, and just want to beef up the YouTube channel, and I have lots of ideas for more, so you'll be seeing more in the future. Other than that, if you're struggling, my heart goes out to you. I'm just trying to get through this thing too. If you're doing well, if you've been sober for a while, congratulations, keep it up. And if you're just watching this because you're interested, thanks for watching. Other than that, be well.